Yo, what's happening? Back again. It's the one, the only, but what do I know boxing? Back to y'all with some news about our boy, Saul Canelo Alvarez, man. So apparently Canelo is he's stuck trying to figure out what he's gonna do. He's been offered a deal from DAZN and PBC, which we'll definitely get on later in the video. But he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, man, trying to basically figure out what he wants to do with his next move. Canelo Alvarez, who's just actually made history, for y'all that don't know, Canelo is not only, with his last fight against Caleb Plant, which was November 6th, 2021, not only did he make history by becoming the first undisputed super middleweight champion in the history of boxing, he became the first undisputed champion from Mexico. So that's very dope, man. He killed two birds with one stone. Canelo, he's the face of boxing right now. You can't take that away from Canelo, man. I personally don't have an issue with Canelo at all. I've been watching Canelo since probably 2010 or 2009 when he first got on the scene. Well, when I first recognized him from fighting Matthew Hatton. I've been following Canelo's career. Canelo's had an absolutely wonderful career. Shout out to Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, who brought him on the scene, carried him right, beat great champions, even old champions that some of you Johnny Come Lately boxing fans don't even know about, like the likes of Kermit Cintron, Shane Mosley, Carlos Baldomir. Yeah, though they were past their primes, but man, those were very big names that Canelo has under his belt. And, you know, because Canelo's been carried well, the fight with Mayweather, you know, Canelo has been, he's just, his career skyrocketed, you know, and I can't be more happy for him. However, I have a problem with Canelo's fans, man. Some of the stuff that y'all say is just kind of like ridiculous. But nevertheless, man, Canelo, he's at the point in his career where he can pick and choose who he wants to fight. And so now everybody wants that cash cow. Everybody wants to fight with Canelo Alvarez, including Jamal Charlo, Triple G, Dimitri Bivol, and David Benavidez, whom you see on the screen. So I'm finna bring something in for you real quick. Boom! Canelo has reportedly now been offered an increased 2-fight deal by Al Haymon's PBC to fight Jamal Charlo in May, then David Benavidez in September. Eddie Hearn's offer is Dimitri Bivol, then Gennady Golovkin, both worth near $100 million. However, the only thing is the PBC offer is $100 million. Eddie Hearn's DAZN offer is $85 million, as you can see. Eddie Hearn and DAZN reportedly offered Canelo a 2-fight deal with Dimitri Bivol and Gennady Golovkin. According to reports, the deal was worth upwards of $85 million. Canelo has not made any comment on either report offers. As of now, the reports can be considered just rumors with no confirmation from the fighter himself. Basically saying that Canelo still doesn't know who he's going to fight or what offers he's going to go with. Now, as you can see right here, you see Canelo saying, well, but actually before I even get to this right here that's on the screen that you guys can see, we have a article, shout out to Boxing News 24, saying that Canelo Alvarez rejects a $100 million offer to face Charlo and Benavidez in a 2-fight deal. Basically, it was rumored that Canelo rejected that offer. It says, according to Huck Allen, Canelo has rejected a 2-fight, $100 million offer from PBC to face Jamal Charlo on May 7th and David Benavidez on September 17th. It is reported that Canelo is working with Matchroom and DAZN for their 2-fight deal to battle Dimitri Bivol and Gennady Golovkin. So it also says, what's surprising is the Matchroom deal is believed to be $20 million less than $100 million that PBC is offering Canelo to face Charlo and Benavidez in 2022. So that's why, as you guys can see on here, Canelo is pretty much verifying himself. Listen, he says, I don't agree. I'm still negotiating. Don't lie to the people. The day everything is signed, that day, I'll let them know. For now, nothing is concrete. So Canelo's basically confirming that he hasn't signed anything. Don't believe the rumors. They're still working out the kinks. But it is basically said that he will is basically confirmed without being confirmed that he's gonna work with DAZN. But like I said, nothing is confirmed, nothing is in concrete. We're still waiting on the answer. So let me bring in my 2 cents. Here's my thing, okay? Here's my take on this. All right. Canelo is at the point of his career where he can pick and choose his fights. And for y'all that don't know, when I say pick and choose, meaning that Canelo, he literally can fight whoever the hell he wants. Now, of course, for those that I don't want it to get it confused, boxers mainly have more than one choice, unless if you're a mandatory or something like that. Even then, you still have choices. But when a boxer basically, normally a boxer gets options to fight, right? Say, for example, if Joe Blow gets offered A, B, and C, right? If you choose A, you make this amount of money. B, you make this amount of money. C, you make this amount of money, right? Now, once you get to a certain statue, right? When you're up and coming, when you're first getting on the scene, it's basically who your promoter has. Hey, I got this guy for you. Do you want to take the fight, right? So don't get that confused. Boxers have the choice to fight, right? When you're at a certain stature, when you're at the level of like a Jamal Charlo, Triple G, you get more than one option of who you can fight, right? But when you're at the status of Canelo, meaning when you're the face of boxing, you get a shitload. Like basically, you choose who you want to fight, and that person is gonna be, they're gonna be ready for you, right? So, for example, out of these guys, you see the list. You see Canelo, you see David Benavidez, Dimitri Bivol, Triple G, and Jamal Charlo. And it's really more than that. Hell, if Canelo wants to fight Demetrius Andre, he can fight a shitload of guys, right? So, and rightfully so, Canelo has worked his way to that point. Floyd Mayweather did it. Oscar De La Hoya had it before Floyd. So this is nothing new, right? Here's the thing, though, okay? I do believe Canelo versus Dimitri Bivol is a hell of a fight. I do. I've always been a big fan of Dimitri Bivol. He's very athletic. I think his style can give Canelo problems. However, back to what I was saying earlier, I don't have a problem with Canelo. It's his fans I have a problem with. When his fans try to say Jamal Charlo hasn't done anything, but then justifies a fight with Dimitri Bivol. Yes, I get it. Dimitri Bivol fights at 175. Canelo would be moving up to 175 to fight Dimitri Bivol. I get it. It's a risk at that. But check this out. For y'all that say that Jamal Charlo hasn't done anything, that's foolish, bro. Jamal Charlo has been calling for Canelo since they were both at 154. If you say that Jamal Charlo doesn't have a good resume, then you don't know boxing. He's fought Cornelius Bunders. Like that, I think that's where he got the belt from. He stopped Cornelius Bunders, okay? He then beat Austin Trout, Austin Trout, who gave Canelo big problems, okay? Let's not forget that. Austin Trout gave Canelo big problems, okay? He fought Julian J. Rock Williams, who later became a unified champion at 154 after Jamal beat him by beating Jared Hurd. Okay, he fought Matt Korobov. Great boxer, bro. At a late notice. A lot of people like to say Matt Korobov, it was a close fight, bro. It was a late notice, but both fighters were on the card to face fighting opponent. Willie Monroe tested positive, so Matt Korobov got bumped up to the main event. Sergey Derevchenko, a guy that many people thought beat Triple G, okay? All right, so these are good guys on Jamal's resume, bro. Dimitri Bivol, once again, God, I love him. I love him. I like his fighting style, right? He's been in there with Sullivan Barrera, guy that was only beat by Andre Ward at the time. All right. John Pascal, who many people would say is past his prime. Okay. Joe Smith Jr., decent, but like, how can you say he's deserving of a fight with Canelo Alvarez, but then shit on Jamal Charlo? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I think that Jamal Charlo is definitely worthy of a fight. David Benavidez is a very big 168 pounder. If you want to say David Benavidez should prove more, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. David Benavidez himself would say that. I don't have a problem with that at all. But that's a fight stylistically, a big guy who's gonna come and make a very fan-friendly fight. I mean, I get it. David Benavidez doesn't have the best resume right now. But I still believe that, for one, if you want to be technical with it, he was stripped of the title because he was a pound over. He couldn't make the weight for his fight. Who was he fighting, man? I can't remember who he was fighting. But he was a pound over, so he had the WBC. For y'all that don't know, he had the WBC. The WBC has been known to bend their backs for Canelo. So what did they do? The WBC stripped him, rightfully so, though. I mean, I'm not making no excuses. David Benavidez, that's my guy. But David Benavidez didn't make weight, so he got stripped. And what did they do? They put it on the line for Canelo's fight against Caleb Smith. So technically, if you want to be technical with it, no, Canelo didn't beat all the champions. He got a vacant belt with the WBC, which is why people like myself would still like to see him fight David Benavidez to see how would it have been had he fought David Benavidez. David Benavidez is a big 168 pounder, come forward fighter with fast hands and throws and combinations. Now, I don't necessarily think that David Benavidez would. I don't know. I can't say he would beat Canelo. I honestly don't. I don't know if any of these guys would beat Canelo. But that's the beauty of boxing. We don't know. So that's what I want to see. I want to see Jamal Charlo get a shot at Canelo, bro. We've known about. Listen, tell me why. Tell me what fight would make more sense. A fight with Dimitri Bivol, who nobody knows in America. Nobody knows Dimitri Bivol in America. I guarantee you most casuals that are listening to this video right now does not know shit about Dimitri Bivol. Okay? But check this out, right? Everybody knows that boxing is a business. Jamal Charlo is from where? Houston, Texas. Canelo Alvarez has done multiple fights in Texas, in the state of Texas itself. We're selling so many thousands, tens of thousands of tickets, bro, in Texas. Bro, what makes more sense? What would make more sense business-wise for Canelo to go to Texas and have a huge fight with Jamal Charlo? That makes perfect sense to me. Triple G, I'm not even going to get started on him. I still owe y'all a video of why I don't care for Triple G, man. Triple G has done nothing since his last fight with Canelo, but fought Sergey Derevchenko, and in a fight that many people thought he got beat in. After he fought Sergey Derevchenko, he fought fucking Steve Rose. Nobody knows Steve Rose. Nobody heard of Steve Rose before or after. He was supposed to have a fight with Murat. That fight got canceled because of COVID. Murat being from Japan, they're not allowing anybody in there. Triple G has not done nothing. I don't care to see Triple G at the age of 40 fight Canelo. That fight was supposed to be a great fight 5 years ago. Okay? And it was. The first one, I thought Triple G beat Canelo. The second one, I thought Canelo won. But that was going on 4 years ago, bro. Triple G has done nothing since. I'd rather see Canelo fight Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez. And let's be honest, you got $100 million. That's $50 million for each fighter, bro. if Jamal Charlo is such a fighter that hasn't proved himself, man, that should be easy money, right? A walk in the park. Whereas a fight with Dimitri Bivol, I do want to see that, but I don't care for Canelo Triple G3. I don't care for that. Okay? So, I mean, overall, bro, I hope that Canelo goes with the PBC side, but I really doubt that he does, man. I have a strong feeling he's gonna go with the DAZN side. It is what it is. Canelo, he's at the point where he can do what he wants to do with his career. I personally want to see him versus Jamal Charlo. Get that out the way. Him versus David Benavidez, man. That was a very fan-friendly fights. I mean, David Benavidez, both of them being Mexicans, man. That's a great fight, man. I love to see. But let me know what you guys think, man. Who do you want to see Canelo fight? Drop your predictions on each fight. But what do I know?